welcome back to Studioloo. So today I thought I would actually finish up a challenge that I started a while ago, the Bookbuster challenge from Shabby Dabby Doodah. So if you recall, if you saw episode 1, let me grab something. It was all about busting this huge book called The Art World. So what I did is I went through the entire thing. I pulled out the images that I wanted to save from it, and I decided that I would organize them into, like, you know, stacks of the images that, you know, large, medium, and small, and then use them for things, use them for ephemera, etc. Then the rest of the book I'm actually going to use, let me just snooze this, sorry guys. There we go. The rest of the book I'm actually going to use for, you know, collage, to make other things. So what I first want to focus on is just using up the images that I want to save. So get the big book out of the way, and then start to decide what I want to do. So first I think I will take a look at the largest images. So there's 2 of them here, both of which I quite like. And then I'm trying to think about, like, what kind of ephemera would you want to make from something like this? I mean, it would be a nice image on the front of a journal cover, so maybe that's what I'll do with it. Yeah, you know, I think that is what I want to do with it because it's just really nice. But I want to trim it down a bit. So I don't think we need their entire body here. We just need maybe this upper section because we wouldn't want to use this whole entire big image. So first we'll just tear this off. We don't need the bottom. And then this guy here doesn't really add anything, but I do want to keep the architecture of the buildings. So then we just tear that down. And now what I'm going to do is just grab a piece of cardboard. One moment. So this is the junk journal technique in me here, using up this old cake box from the recycling from some snacks that my kids had. Sorry, these boxes are a little hard to cut sometimes. So just want to break that flat. Pull this off. I'm only going to need half of it, so just cut right up this center here. Okay. Then we're going to glue this down on here with glue stick. You know, now that it's resized, actually, I'm starting to think I might even use it just as a journal card. Although it would make a nice cover for a book. Just want to trim around it here. Get rid of the excess cardboard. Okay, so just get rid of all those scraps. Then I'm just going to ink around it. The thing about this book is that it was really, really shiny. So I think what I'm going to do after I finish kind of backing all of these is just go over all of them with some matte Mod Podge to take off that shininess. Okay. So this morning I made this Dutch door to be the front signature of a journal that I'm going to make. And I think I might make it more about just like art. And yeah, this would be a good journal card in a journal this size. So I think I may use it for that instead of the front of a journal. Just because I know that there's always more images out there for the fronts of journals, and this is about using this up, not storing it. So let's just do that. I'm going to round the corners because it is a journal card. I'll have to go back and ink again because I forgot to do the trimming before I inked. Okay. So that's inked. That's good. So there we go. That's ready to go. It's just going to get matte Mod Podge. So I'm just going to keep these pieces actually all in here together, and these are going to go into a journal. Maybe I'll try to use all of these in the same journal. Who knows? So then this is again another really beautiful big piece. And I'm trying to decide what I want to do with it. I honestly feel like I'm getting the same vibe from this picture as I did this one, that it would be a nice Dutch door picture. But also, I don't want to lose these roses. It's so pretty. So I'm sort of thinking like I want to frame this and then maybe that, and we'll make two separate pieces. So let's just fold it in half. Yeah, and then I will get that cardboard again, and the first one can go down. So I'm just having a nice kind of crafty Sunday, just a bit of a relaxing Sunday, working on journal stuff. I did some yarn spinning this morning, which was nice. And I need to try to get some stuff done for a shop update. Yeah, it's been a busy like week or so of just being caught up in a lot of stuff. So trying to get caught up here. There we go. My noisy furnace has just shut off. So I think all of these are going to get a little bit of a Mod Podge, matte Mod Podge, just to get rid of that shininess. It's the only thing about art book paper is it's usually a shiny paper, unless it's an older book, like a 60s and older kind of book. They didn't use as much shiny paper back then. Although it's probably just a bigger deal because of being on camera. I don't like the shine on the camera lens. So I'll go back and trim a little bit here. Okay. So then, is there anything else that I want to do with this, or do I want to just leave it as is? Sometimes things are just so nice. It's like they don't really need a whole lot, but let me see. I'm thinking about some lace maybe. Yeah, that would be nice, just kind of like that. Yeah. So I'm going to cut it down the middle here. Then see exactly how I wanted it, just kind of like that. So maybe what I'll do is just pull it back a little. Oops, break a pencil lead. Just draw like a You know, I don't even need a lid for this. I always break these. I just need an impression. And I can just make an impression like that with my pencil. So that's pressed in. So then I know where I can put my fabric glue behind there. Oh, and this painfully slow bottle of glue. I need to refill it. I'm just going to go right on the impression line. I'm not going to use a ton of glue because this is lace, so like it doesn't need a ton of glue. Just kind of thin line, broken up here and there. Go, and I'll just put my glue away. And then grab this piece of lace. I just wanted it kind of above her head a little bit. There we go. Just use this to just press this down so it doesn't stick to my hands. I don't like getting Fabri-Tac on my hands. Then I'm going to go to the back and just trim off the excess lace. There we go. That's just a nice little fill in the boring, you know, kind of thing. And the rest of the card I think is quite nice. I don't know if I would maybe do a little more here. That could be cute too, actually. So let's just do the same thing again. Just no lead coming out of the pencil. Pull this back a little. And then just trace where your lace will go. And this one overlapped this one a little bit, so I'm going to put a little glue on top. And then just go underneath like this. Here we go. Put the lid back on the glue. Then, I forget how I had this. I think just like this, right? Just like that. Maybe I didn't. But you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this as it is, I think. Yeah. I think I put it on upside down from what I intended to. But that's okay. We'll make it work. So this time I've just got to go, first I'll go around the back and trim the excess. Actually, maybe I'll start on the front because this is kind of in my way. There we go. Let's trim that off. And then I just want to snip this little edge here so it's not such a hard edge. Actually, you know what? It's fine. Let's just do this first, and then I can get a look at what we've got left over and see if I like the shape of it. It needs something more now because I changed the shape. So I think I'll do this. Yeah, we'll just do that. There we go. I just want that to go like in an angle off of the page, but like a softer angle than what I had there. It's kind of like this. There we go. Maybe a little more glue. Sorry if you can hear like noise from upstairs. That would be my kids like throwing things around. You just hear that inevitable like doot, 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 like something falling on the floor. I don't know what they're playing with, but I'm sure to find out when I get up there. Although I spend most mornings just cleaning up like a strew of toys. That's just tons of toys in my living room and kitchen, everywhere, because that's the stage of life I'm at right now. Toy zone. Okay, so I like that. I think it all kind of ties in with that like Victorian scene. I'm just gonna smoosh this down one more time. It's still wet, so that will set aside, and I'll probably hit that with some matte as well, and I'll stitch around this as well. Just let it sit there, and then we'll move on to this one. And then I'm trying to decide, I think I want to use like book page on this one, and I've got this nice German book as my my current glue book. So I think I will pull from it a little bit. So I think what I want is just kind of like a bit of torn book page collage. Do we want to cover up the kiddo, the little cherubim? A little bit. Okay, I just need to pause for 1 second. Sorry about that. That little tweety tweet sound that you heard is my husband texting me to ask me to flip a breaker switch. He's doing a dishwasher repair today. Good times. We are getting a new dishwasher this week. We've given up on the one we have. It's very frustrating. It's actually quite a new dishwasher, like probably only a couple of years old. It is the second dishwasher that I've purchased in probably like 5 years. And I am not impressed with the dishwasher industry. My advice to you is not to buy a Whirlpool or KitchenAid brand, and not to buy a Samsung appliance of any kind, because sadly Whirlpool is no longer what it once was. It's now like a very crappy brand, and it doesn't work well, and the worst part is that the customer service is terrible, and that's exactly the same with Samsung. So this dishwasher that we have now, it had a problem where it actually leaked, and it leaked into the basement. So thankfully we caught it in time before it did any damage, because it was so close to my sewing machine. I would have completely lost my mind if it had hit my sewing machine. And so we've done a repair to it. We've replaced the drain line hose. We replaced the like a bunch of fittings. We did like a few other things that I can't even remember. My husband's like been messing around with it, hoping that it was just some kind of an issue with like, you know, you need to put in a better part or a newer part. But we did some research today because we're just very frustrated with this thing, and found that the model of dishwasher that we purchased is actually a really problematic one. And the annoying thing is that it's also one of the higher end, more expensive Samsung models. Like, I never buy the least expensive. I always try to kind of, you know, do what I can within my budget to try to, you know, buy something that's going to last. But like, you know, in this day and age, unfortunately, things aren't built like they used to be. It's the truth. And so we're very frustrated. And we were reading on the Samsung website and on review sites that this dishwasher is like a total nightmare. Like, all these problems happen with it, and Samsung will not in any way like help you. Like, there's no anything. So we were reading like the experiences that different people were having. Like, our problem is that it keeps giving this error saying it's detected a leak, even when it hasn't. Like, there's no leak. It might just be like it's moisture detection. So, you know, you would think, well, that's great. Like, it prevents moisture, right? Except here's the thing. It doesn't throw that error until it's leaking so badly that it's like leaking through your floor. Like it's not actually good leak detection. So we've been very, very careful with the dishwasher since this first occurred, doing things like not running it unless we are present and I'm in my basement studio, or I'm you know, going to be coming down to watch it while it's draining, just to make sure we've moved everything that could get in its way. We've put like up into the ceiling something to catch the water in the event that something should happen, etc. So that being said, it threw that same error again yesterday. And so my husband is again working on it, but we've come to the decision that we're just going to replace it, because it's like, it's frustration nobody needs. And so I did a lot of research this time and chose a dishwasher that I know will be good, because the ratings are very high and there's like 3,500 ratings. So yeah, but the other reason that I decided to replace it, other than it just being annoying, is because I'm worried about certain things. Like they said that one of the issues with it is like, you know, our issue is the sensor issue, and the leaking obviously, but there's also like, I guess that the main board, the control board, it is a very faulty one and it's a known issue. So like Samsung will replace the board apparently at no cost, if it's still within warranty of maybe like a year or two, but they won't pay for labor or shipping. And so all these poor people are having to spend all this extra money. You know, first they spend like, I think $1,300 on this dishwasher. Then after that, they have to pay for maintenance, repairs, labor, shipping, you know, and also just be out a dishwasher. And I right now I'm at a stage of my life where like I can't be without a dishwasher. I have like a full-time job, a very busy second business. My husband works, we have 2 small children, like we just have a lot on the go. So we don't have time to do a ton of dishes all the time, and we do a lot of cooking because obviously restaurants are closed, and also we're leading a healthy lifestyle of the way that we're eating. So yeah, it's very frustrating. So I'm looking very much forward to a new dishwasher. Let me just grab that cardboard. So that's my dishwasher rant for today. Hopefully it will be my last one. Oh. You've got to be so careful though these days with like things like that. Like the reviews I was reading online on the Samsung website were like so depressing. Like this person had, you know, posted like that they made the mistake of, you know, outfitting their new home all with Samsung appliances, you know, fancy ones, expensive ones. They're not the cheapest on the market, and they're not the most expensive, but I'd say that, you know, they do make higher end stuff. But like they, you know, their fridge is also a problem, their dishwasher's a problem, and I just feel like so annoyed that, you know, these are the kind of things I think should be recalled, or there should be like a class action lawsuit, because it's unacceptable that you can just create a product where you have all these expensive known issues that stop it from working entirely, and you just tell people like, oh well, too bad, sorry about your $1,300, or in some cases, you know, thousands of dollars, like several thousand, when people purchase multiple, you know, because there's these kind of things, like when you go to stores, like big retailers, they try to get you to purchase like a bundle of appliances, and so people do that to save, you know, a few $100s at the time, but you know, that's the retail price. That's not the actual cost of these things for the manufacturer or the retailer. So, you know, the only one out of pocket is the customer, and it's really annoying that you just have no recourse. It's really not fair. So, and then there was another guy who said, you know, I owned an older version of this dishwasher, and unfortunately I didn't learn my lesson. I was trusting that Samsung brand that used to be so good. I liked my old Samsung television, and, you know, and he's now had 2 terrible dishwashers because you know, of the brand trust. But I mean, they've got to be hurting their brand with this kind of thing. Like, ugh, it's so frustrating. But I've learned, you know, every time I try to get like help with things, I just, like from these large sellers, it just never goes well. So I don't even bother trying to contact them at this point. It's pointless. I have one exception. Like we had, the other reason that I won't buy Whirlpool is because in the same week, our old Whirlpool dishwasher and our water dispenser both broke. And what's really frustrating from an environmental perspective is that neither of them can be serviced in any way because they don't make the parts for them. And like both of them were under 3 years old. And that just really frustrates me because I'm thinking like, you don't make any repair parts. Like, because, you know, with the water machine, it was like, everything was working on it except the pump. So like it's a really inexpensive part. Like pumps are very inexpensive for most appliances, but like, you know, they don't manufacture it. So then you've got this entire water dispenser that you can't repair and you've got to get rid of it. Like not only is that expensive, you know, to get rid of it and replace it, it's also an environmental nightmare. And I think, you know, in this whole way that large retailers manufacturers are making things cheaper, like on purpose, like, you know, planned, what's the word I'm looking for? Like making something pointless in a planned way. Like that really needs to get looked at by, you know, governments, because if things are breaking down like that, they're ending up in our landfill, and that's an environmental nightmare. So, and it's all like, you know, electronics and metal and plastic, like all those combined complex materials to process. So it's not good, and we have to be better stewards of the environment than that. So, and I remember at the time we tried contacting KitchenAid and Whirlpool, and they were just like, sorry, you know, too bad for you. You're just gonna have to buy a new one. So they offered us nothing. And, you know, I've taken that away and I won't buy their products ever, ever again. I can say though, my new water machine, which I can't remember if it's like Omega brand or something. I can't recall. I wish I could remember because it's an Italian brand. The nice thing with them is the water machine had a problem. And it was right before like the holidays. And I mean, it was, I guess, a year and a half, 2 years old when that happened. But we looked it up and they have a lifetime warranty. So we were like, okay. So my husband sent them an email and they said, you know what? The part that you are having an issue with is back ordered, so we're just going to send you a whole new machine. And they did. They just sent it in like the next week. We got a whole new water machine. We still have the old one in the hopes that we could like get a pump for it later, so that we could try to repair it. Like, not to be dishonest, but just because like I don't want to throw it away. Like it's frustrating. So this would be a really nice background for something. So I've got to look at what kind of fussy cuts I have. I sort of feel like it needs like a little person or an animal, because it's like a doorway looking out onto some green space. Thinking about those like little Timothy Holtz cutouts. Which I don't have any of those, but let me think what I do have. I do have some animals and things. I don't know if I have the right animals, but it doesn't have to be an animal. Or it doesn't have to be something standing in a doorway. I know I have like little fairy people stickers, things like that. I think most of what I have in my like snippet cutout kind of stuff, it's like all sort of too organically shaped to go on this. Let me grab my stickers. Let me see. Okay. Like I have all these cute fairy people. I could put like a cute fairy person here. Like here's a girl. She could go there. I need to make some ephemera folios. This is like such a problem. I also could do this in a surrealist kind of way and use this man with a shark head. But that doesn't really seem to fit exactly as I would want. Yeah, this thing is falling apart. I also have these like mushroom head people, and that could be cute. Let me grab one of those and see. Yeah, I think I like that actually. Very cute. I like the kind of surrealist feel of it all. And it goes with the fact that it's like a more art themed piece that I'm working on. Where was my little fairy girl? She goes in here. Okay. So then I just want to ink that up because it's too stark white. I have all of these sheen bags. I had a weird experience like with, I don't know, I guess because I've made purchases from AliExpress that every now and then you get weird Chinese packages like that you didn't even order that are just filler. Like they literally on the label say filler. So I got one that was just entirely full of like Shein bags from the Shein website for like bathing suits in like 4XL and 2XL and extra small. And so yeah, I don't know. And then I got another one like last week, and all it had in it was a plastic bag, like wrapped in a bubble mailer, and it just said filler. So I'm not sure if it's like they need fillers for their shipment to be able to ship, like a big, you know, freight liner or something. They need to like add some filler to be able to have enough weight or something, but it was very weird. So yeah, let's just stand that right there. Super cute. And maybe like some words. Let me grab some words. I actually need to see about going through some more books for some more phrases, although I could write some. Sunlight is made up of colors. I often like to use a few of these at once. Like sunlight is made up of colors, back and forth over the sky. No. Then dandelion and bloom. Actually, I kind of like just those two. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to glue this down and then I'm going to call it a video because I think I hear my daughter and she wants to hang out with me, and that is what I want to do too. Sunlight is made up of colors, back and forth over the sky. Okay. I think she's giving her daddy a hard time up there, so I'm gonna go rescue daddy, and I'm gonna hang out with her and probably do some potato stamping because that's what we're gonna do today. It's a fun thing to do with your kids. If you have kids, you can carve out like shapes and potatoes and do stamping with ink or paint. It's a lot of fun. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I'll come back and I will do a little bit more, but we did finish a few things. We finished this tag, which I like. We finished this journal card, nice clouds. I love using a book page for clouds. I think it's really sweet. And then this lacy kind of Victorian tag, and this, I might put some gold raindrops on this. but I'll do it off camera. So I hope you have a super awesome good day. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe. And thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.